Well, I'm sitting in the office of the managing director of the World Bank, waiting for him to get off the phone to interview me for a job. It's been a crazy day. I've already been interviewed by these two huge panels of World Bank Group staff. And at the end of the second one, they said, "You're done, you can go back to the hotel, and we'll let you know if we want you to talk to the hiring official." Okay. So I go out to the street, and I'm raising my hand up to hail a cab, and then I hear my name, and I look behind me, and it's one of the members of the panel. And he's running up to me and saying, "Ann, don't go. We want you to talk to the hiring official." I'm like, holy shit. I'm living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm a lawyer, but I'm qualified for the job. I never thought they'd hire me. But this thing is getting for real. And this is a dream job. I've always wanted somebody to pay me to travel. So the managing director finally gets off the phone, and he sits across the table from me, and he says, "I hate this department that we're looking to hire for. They've been the bane of my existence for over a year. I never want to hear their name again. Can you fix that?" "Yeah, I can fix that." "You're hired." Woohoo! I'm so excited. I mean, I've done some travel, but I haven't done that kind of travel. And it kind of scares me because, I'm in a wheelchair, and that presents interesting challenges. But with the bank behind me, I am in. But along with those challenges, I also get a lot of interesting rewards. Like the time I went to Madagascar and Rwanda.
She went to two places that I've never been to. I can't make up my mind, but Rwanda, Madagascar? Yeah. All right, who thinks Rwanda is right? Whoa, okay, all right. So Madagascar, anybody? Well, you know what? I think it's time for the superdelegates to weigh in because that was really close and this tightness is not abated. So we're going to go to Rwanda.
Rwanda is a small country in the eastern part of Africa. It's most famous for its mountain gorillas and the terrible genocide in the 1990s where 800,000 Tutsis were killed over the course of 100 days. I'm there because I'm managing a leadership development program. We're bringing in World Bank managers to meet with the government officials, including President Paul Kagame. And we're in Kigali, and I notice it's a very weird atmosphere there, and I really can't quite put my finger on it, and then it hits me. It's a very silent place, that people on the street are not really talking very much, and even more than that, I never heard any laughter, not even from children. Well, the group went to the Genocide Museum, and after seeing the horrible tales of what happened to people, how they were killed with machetes and garden hose and burned in churches, we understood the silence. But in between our training classes, all the participants who were there for the bank were saying, "We want to go see the mountain gorillas. We're going to get a driver, we're going to hike in, and we're going to see the gorillas." And I'm sitting there going, I want to go too. Of course, I can't do the hiking part, but, because I got this thing about being a burden. There's like a stereotype about people with disabilities are burdensome, and I don't want to fulfill that, but I really want to do this. I mean, when am I ever going to be in Rwanda again? And how long are there even going to be mountain gorillas? So I made a call, I found tickets, and I found a company who said they could get me in to see the gorillas. So, I hired a driver, and I arranged for like a 4-day trip to go through Rwanda. And my driver, his father was Tutsi, and his mother was Hutu. And during the course of our drive together, he shared with me what happened to his family during the genocide.
All right, guys. It's Saturday night. So do you want to hear about gorillas like Harambe? Or genocide? Gorillas? All right, I got you by the book. Genocide?
Genocide!
Oh, all right. That one Definitively gorillas.
It's cold and rainy. There's a man in front of us with a machete hacking his way through the thick foliage and vine, breaking trail for the rest of us. I'm in this narrow wicker basket attached to 2 long poles that they used to use to carry the kings and queens of old, and baby, I feel like a queen now. When the jungle is close in, they carry me down low, but when the jungle clears, they hoist me onto their shoulders. It feels so good to be up this high. I live my life at 4 feet. So now I can see the path, and I can see all the different vegetation and the different shades of green. I mean, this is so incredible. I can't believe I'm in the jungle like this. Well, Chongo, our guide, throws up his arm for us to stop. The gorillas are very close. Remember, you must be silent. You must not frighten or disturb them. You are guests in their home. And then he scoops me up in his arms and he carries me the last 30 feet to my wheelchair and plops me in that. They brought the wheelchair too. And then I look up above me, and there on the mountainside is the gorilla family. The silverback is up on top. The females with their babies are down below. Everyone else in the group is spread out among them, and I am very jealous because they are much closer to the gorillas than I am. I just have to sit here at the bottom in the hill and watch. But there are 3 babies, and the gorillas have all eaten, and so they're kind of lounging in a siesta mode. But the 3 babies have so much energy, and they start off jumping on top of the adults and then pulling on their lips and pulling on their hair. And the adults are really gentle and patient with them to a point. And there'd be a little swack, and that baby gorilla would roll back down to the bottom of the hill. And so I am just so sad that I can't be right up there with them. When I hear this rustling and this blur of movement, and suddenly this young male gorilla comes rushing out and stops right in front of me, just 4 feet away. And he is beautiful. He's got this massive head with this cranial shelf that's shielding these rich brown eyes. And I read that if he was standing, he'd be 6 feet tall, weighs between 300 and 400 pounds, and has the strength of 8 to 10 men. But I'm not frightened. He's not aggressive. He's just curious about this shiny thing I'm sitting on. And then he takes a step forward, and then another step. Jongo's getting a little nervous, so he sort of stands next to me to use his body to discourage the gorilla from coming any closer. But he steps forward again. And then Chongo and the guide, he's not, because now he's just a foot away from me. So Chongo and the guide pick me up in my wheelchair and move me over a foot. The gorilla follows. They pick me up again and move me over another foot. The gorilla steps forward again, but he stops. And then he leans in towards me. I can't help but lean in towards him. He is so close, I can smell the grass in his breath. And then our eyes lock. And in that moment, it's just he and I. Suddenly, from atop the hill, the silverback issues a loud grunt. And the gorillas are on the move. Silverback in front, females with their babies close behind, and there's some juveniles swinging in the vines above. My gorilla takes up the rear. As I watch my gorilla disappear into the jungle, I am awestruck that he picked me out of the crowd, because in his eyes, my wheelchair didn't make me burdensome. It made me special, wondrous, unique. And for the first time, I could see myself like that in the same way. Thank you.